The 3DS is a lot like lead paint. It's got quality games that will last a lifetime, a one-of-a-kind experience with the 3D slider, and a variety of ways to enjoy it. It also gives me headaches. The 3DS is home to over 1,000 official titles and even more if you mod it. From official Nintendo releases to the clearance DS games that were sold at that weird clothing store your mom used to shop at, there is no shortage of games to keep you entertained. The 3DS can play them all. Now, if you somehow manage to bore yourself with the officially supported library, modding your 3DS expands your horizons to now include Game Boy, Game Boy Advanced, NES, SNES, Virtual Console, Sega Genesis, PlayStation 1, and even a small selection of Nintendo 64 games. You can easily sink thousands of hours into this single handheld. Due to its form factor, it's way more portable to carry around. This means you can more easily maximize your time spent playing it. That's one of the main selling points of the 3DS versus something like a Switch, Switch 2, or even a Steam Deck. I originally bought this new 3DS XL because it reminded me of my childhood. All my cousins were getting chickenpox, but I never did, and it made me feel like I was missing out. Like I was missing out on this once-in-a-lifetime event. I wanted chickenpox so bad! I also did not have a 3DS during its life cycle, even though I was a big fan of the games coming out for it. Today, I wanted to play the Zelda remakes. Now, I could have just played these games on my PC, where I'd have the option to emulate the originals, or play the PC ports, or even emulate the 3DS games, but I just felt like I was missing out by not playing the games in 3D. So, I bought one, loaded it up with games, and kept it in my pocket. I did set up some rules for myself. No playing streamed content, no playing emulators, no online play, and no playing any other console for the next 100 days. I wanted to get as authentic of an experience as possible. I started out by playing The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask. This was the reason that I actually bought the 3DS. I never beat this game as a kid. I was always too scared. Me and my sister would boot up the game, watch the opening cutscene, and then piss ourselves every time Skull Kid laughed. That one's new. Eventually, I was able to get the Ocarina of Time, but then I would get lost, run out of time, and I didn't know I could reset the days. Now that my balls dropped, this game grew on me quick. My favorite game of all time is The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. This now became my second favorite. It felt so nice to have characters with so much personality and a world with so many little quirks. There was so much to explore and interact with. Every day was different, and hearing the NPCs change their dialogue made the world feel alive. It's a breath of fresh air compared to Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, where a lot of the story is contextual. After that, I started to play Animal Crossing New Leaf. I always heard that this was the best game in the series, and I really wanted to experience that for myself. I put thousands of hours into City Folk, Wild World, and New Horizon. This was the one that I missed out on. Despite all the hype around it online, I thought this game was just okay. I loved the idea of being the mayor, but it didn't really feel like it made a difference in my experience. Having to constantly raise funds for public work projects felt like a chore, and the various activities that you do around your town, like fishing, bug catching, collecting fossils, they just didn't make you enough bells for steady progression. I found myself resorting to Captain's Island to catch beetles for bells, and I did not think that was very fun. The public work projects were worth it though. The decorations had so much more punch to them. They were also unique and full of flavor. This goes for the furniture as well. In New Horizons, it feels like the furniture is generic on purpose, to appeal to as many people as possible and to fit as many aesthetics as possible. The soundtrack was another thing I loved, but it wasn't enough to keep me playing. The next game I played was The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. I was always a fan of the 2D Zelda games, mostly for their puzzles. The Phantom Hourglass was my favorite game on my DS growing up. A Link Between Worlds was by far my favorite game I played on my 3DS. Having such quick access to the different items makes for some really fun puzzles and platforming. Interacting with the world by jumping between Hyrule and Lorule was a neat way of using the mechanic. And while I didn't 100% the game, It really encouraged me to explore the overworld. As I made more progress, I would think about a certain area I couldn't access before and go back and revisit it. The boss fights were fun, but got way too easy as I passed that halfway mark. All in all, I think everyone should play this one. Though, the 3D effect was pretty minimal, which might be a good thing for those of you that want to play it on an emulator. Professor Layton and the Mystery Mask was the next game I tried. I've never played any of these games before, but I do enjoy a good puzzle. I quit playing this one after a couple of hours in. The animated cutscenes were gorgeous. It was so cool to see the anime style, visually rendered in multiple layers to take advantage of the 3D. That was the highlight of this game for me. I went into it thinking it would be more investigative. Instead, I had to hold its sweaty hands to do anything in the game. Where to go, what to click, and even the puzzles themselves just put you in a car seat and drove you to daycare.
I hate daycare. The game treats you like a baby, and I'm not a baby. Those bullies at daycare, they're the babies.
I thought at some point the game would speed up and increase the difficulty, but it just never did. Help Cookie find her mother. Okay, Dora. Is this your mom? Is this your mom? Are those your moms? Is that your mom? Oh! After that, I sort of just jumped between games, never really committing to any of them. Though that's not to say that I won't in the future. I played a little bit of Mario Kart 7 to see what that was like, and I didn't like. It felt like a slower Mario Kart 8, and with no online play, I saw a little reason to keep playing it for myself. Though I should add that if you mod your 3DS, you can play on online servers. Add on top of the fact that this exists, I moved on pretty quick. I put a couple hours into Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, which I do intend on finishing, Mario Party Star Rush, which I quit because I don't have any friends, and Dragon Quest, until I love dragons but I hate turn-based RPGs, and Cooking Mama. Don't judge me.
Towards the end of the 100 days, I started to feel like I was missing some of the other games that I like to play. I really enjoy playing games with other people, and not being able to do that made me want to end the challenge early. But I didn't give up, and that's when I realized that what may be the perfect system for other people, the 3DS wasn't the perfect system for me. My life was really busy, and a lot was changing, so having the ability to bust out my 3DS and play when I could was really nice. Plus, I loved having my 3DS on me at all my favorite places, like the dentist and the DMV. But beyond the portability and the few games that I'll come back to, I don't see much of a reason to keep this as a part of my everyday rotation. I don't regret buying it, but I also don't think I would have missed out on much either just playing the games on an emulator. Overall, if you don't already own a 3DS, I can't say I recommend buying one, especially at the prices that they're going for. At the prices they're at now, some of the other emulation handhelds look to be a much better product and will age a lot better than the 3DS going forward. So, turns out, lead paint's bad for you.